Alright, welcome back. I've had some questions, some asks about how I make the setups the way I do, about why I do the things I do, and all sorts of things related to custom setups. So basically I'll just do a little run through of how I go about doing it and why I do what I do, and hopefully that will help some of you out with making your own setups or modifying mine. So basically, getting into the schedule, and we're going to do Oschersleben. I hope I'm saying that right. We're going to do this track. Um, so get into the schedule, and then just test drive. That's going to set up um, this the weather, the track, all that stuff for the race week. Now, there is a chance of rain. I'm not doing a rain setup here, so I'm just going to turn that to none. And then when I'm doing my track guides, I always do it at 35%. Not the fastest, but not the slowest either. So we're just going to change that to 35, and then we're in. Alright, so we're in the Oschersleben session. Just going to check the info here just to have a base. So it's 23 degrees is the track temp, and then again 35% for the track usage. So we're just going to go into the garage. We're going to go into the iRacing setup. Okay, so now we've got the Oschersleben setup. So this is the basic iRacing one. Now, I know for a fact I'm probably not going to want the ARB at 20. So I'm just going to change that. I usually have a higher brake bias than most of you, so I'm just going to change that to 57.5. That's going to give me an idea of whether I need to turn it up or down. And I know I almost always have the spring rates as low as they go. More grip is better. So there we go. Yeah. And I also know 14 liters is going to get you around just about every track without trouble. So it might be 13, but we'll see. We'll try it with 14. So basically that's just it. I'm going to do some laps here and test it out and see what happens. Alright, so learning this track, this configuration is new to me. While tires are warm, fuel's getting low. I'm noticing a lot of things with the iRacing setup here. Understeer is a huge one. This corner is tremendous amount of understeer. I turn the wheel, I'm just not rotating the car, and it's running wide. I'm off throttle. I'm also noticing right now, fourth gear, not quite getting to the rev limits. There are a number of corners here that are kind of in between gears. You're kind of not sure, should I be in second, should I be in first? That corner in particular, a lot of understeer there. This one as well. Am I doing it in first or am I doing it in second? I don't know. So that gear stack is making me tingle. I think I'm gonna have to try a short stack. But again, just a whole bunch of understeer. There are quite a few cambered corners here. We're going to look at the tire temps and such. May be turning up the camber. So yeah, that's sort of my initial impressions. Yeah, just really a lot of understeer, and iRacing had the ARB at 20, the front ARB at 20. That ain't gonna work. Now, again, with rain in mind, that if the track is rainy, that might be what you want. But we're doing it for a dry. See, second gear, first gear. It's not great. And again, just laid on the throttle. was that first or second gear. Not rotating the car right there, way. Just a whole lot of understeer, and that's a savage corner for X's. Even getting into the camera, that corner, still a lot of understeer. Yeah, second gear. And really just not getting around the corners. The car is not doing what I want. So that's what we're going to be looking at.
591. You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Alright, so first run out there, managed a 105.4. 105.3 is the optimal. So this is really important here. If it's a track you've done before and you've already got best and optimal times, you know, that was probably the previous season or a couple of seasons ago, clear them. Clear them, because as you change the setup, you're going to want to see those changes. Now, unfortunately, this track configuration only has 2 sectors, which is a whole lot of corners per sector, so the information you're getting back isn't the greatest. But on a track with 3 sectors, 4 or 5 sectors, as you change the setup, you know, you're looking for purple times. Don't always just focus on your fastest lap time. A lot of tracks, I mean, there's skill involved. There's a little bit of human error and all that kind of stuff to get your best lap time. To string 3, 4, 5 sectors together is not always an easy task. So what you're looking for, though, is the sectors. As you change your setup, you want to be setting purple sectors. If you can string them all together and put in your best lap, great. But as long as you're getting purple sectors, as long as you're not losing a lot of time in a sector, if you change something and maybe one sector you gain a tenth but you lose 2 or 3 in another sector, well, that's not a good change necessarily. So clear this. If you're on a track with already set times, just, you know, you click on here and press clear or replace them with your new time, all that kind of stuff. So that's how you do that. So we'll get into the garage here. So we're going to look at the tires. That's a very important thing. So typically kind of want the tires in the very high 80s, low 90s. Looking at the usage, this guy's got 100% on the outside. Something to keep in mind. So basically, when it comes to the tread remaining, this is obviously the Ray, so this is not like you know, an F1 car or something where you're going to have a huge amount of tire wear. Normally, kind of what I like to do is have the tire temps in general within 10 degrees of each other from the inside to the outside. And tire usage, trying to keep it even across the board. You want to be using all of the tire. However, especially on a track like this with a lot of cambered corners, that's going to be a hard ask. So if the outside is at 100% and the rest is at 99, that's fine. But ideally, kind of want to have it to where it's one click into the 100%. So if the camber was at 2 and it's 99s across the board, well, then maybe I might change it to 2.1, and then this bumps over to 100%. You know, I don't want to change it to 2.4 where this is a mile, you know, really cold, getting no usage at all. That's probably not going to set things up. But if you just turn over to that 100%, that's probably not going to hurt you. So yeah, basically, as I said, I noticed a lot of understeer, tremendous amount of understeer. The car was not rotating very good. The front end was not very pointy. So that means we're going to have to change some things. As well, the curbs here, those big yellow car wreckers, you don't want to be going over those. And basically just not a lot of curbs to be going over. So the ride height is a little bit on the high side. So we're going to try and lower that a little bit. Now, as you lower the ride height, just watch out for the cambers, because the ride height is going to change with those cambers. So gonna probably take off 3 mils Actually, let's just see how low we can go. Okay, so 18 is the lowest. We were at 30, so let's go down to 25. So that gets a ride height of 53.2. We want to keep that rake in the positive, so we're just gonna lower the ride height here till we get, well, 54. We got some yellow cambers there, so let's go 35, just to keep those from getting too yellow. Brake bias, actually I wasn't really locking up too bad. So we'll try and lower that down one. And cambers, yeah, so let's just refresh the, so the temps were pretty low. Let's well, actually camber's pretty good. We can probably crank this one up a little bit. A lot of cambered corners here. This is a short track. So the one thing changing the ride height did was change the toe in. We need a lot more turn in. We got to get some more tire temps going in there. So we're gonna 1.3. That's kind of a pretty close to where I usually am. So we're gonna increase that tire temp or toe in to get those tire temps up a little bit. Get that turn in a little bit better. Yeah, so this is 12. A difference of temperature of 12, and this is 8. So we're going to leave that right hand side where it is, and hey, look at that, asymmetrical, right? There we go. So we're going to turn it up 2 points. Typically when I change something, I usually change it up, you know, toe in, cambers, I change them about 2 points. If you change it 0.1, it might be the difference you want, but it's generally a bit of a small change. So if you go up by 2 points, you'll feel it more, and if you overdid it, well then you can dial it back. But if you bump it up by 0.1, you know, you're probably not gonna feel or see as much feedback as you might want. So rear tire temps are 6, 6 and 10. So this one's looking pretty good. This one here could probably have a little bit more camber, which we obviously are not going to get because we're at 1.5. And tire temps a little bit low in the rear, which is actually surprising. So we're going to bump that up 0.1, and of course I just said don't change it up 0.1. One thing I do know is the rear toe in, I don't really like to go over 0.3. I find 0.3 starts to have some negative trouble with the car. So I am going to just dial it up 0.2 there. That's just from my own personal knowledge and preference and feel of the car. So now we're going to try the short just for fun. And yeah, compression, all that stuff. Car seems pretty good. ARB, we're not getting a lot of rotation in the car, but I have changed that toe in the front, which should give the car make it a little bit more pointier. Actually, we'll change that up. Just, well, no, we're gonna leave that. Changing the toe in is gonna make the front end sharper, which may have the back end coming out more, as well as we've lowered the ride height, so that may get the car rotating a little bit better, a little less understeer, lower center of gravity, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's the initial changes. So we're just gonna save this, and every time you make a change, save it, and then that way you can always go back to the previous one if you didn't like it. So yeah, save often, and just as you get a better setup, just replace the old one. But yeah, you'll probably make some mistakes, something you don't like, so make sure you save the setup before you change it, and then that way you can always go back to it. So, and just have another look there. So 23. So we're still in the same sort of range. Alright, gonna do another bunch of laps, see what's happening, see if that, well, I should know pretty quick if that short stack is good or not. That won't take many laps. Alright, so made some changes. Things are feeling a lot better. Optimum times dropped. Set some purples. Everything's feeling a lot better. Maybe still a little bit of understeer.
5.171.
We'll see. Tall or short gear stack is a little tough at the straightaway. Kind of messed that up. Yeah, but yeah, most of the changes are good. I am not dead set on short stack. It does feel a lot better, but it is coming up a little short in that straightaway, especially if there's a draft going on. And I'm in the wrong gear. I'm messing all this up. Yeah, so we'll check out the tires, the temps, and the wear. But at this point, it's feeling pretty good. Just a little bit of fine tuning now. I think we got the basics down. All right, so yeah, 105.1. So knocked off quite a bit off the best time. 105.1 for optimal. So that's pretty tight together. So definitely did shave off some time. So let's look at these tire temps. So got them up a little bit. 11 difference here. Got 7 here. Got 8 here. 12 here. So that one's getting a little out of range. Front's pretty good. The left side is good. It's the right side just not doing as much work. Alright, so we got no 100s there. We can't turn up the rear anymore. Yeah, so actually getting pretty happy with that. I'm probably going to change up the toe in one more notch, a little more temperature. Little more temperature and just a little sharper front end. It is better, but it could be a little bit better, and I'm pretty happy with the rotation, not quite happy. I don't think I want to change that to 15. 15 might be a little much. There's a lot of tight corners here. So what I'm going to do is just increase the rake. So I'm going to actually lower the front end one notch, and I'm going to increase the rear one notch. That is going to give a little bit more oversteer. Might be just enough to do it. Those rear tire temps again a little low. Yeah, boy. Oh, and always watch the garage. Changed it on me. Oh, it won't let me go 1.5 now. That's a stinker. Let's just try and increase that to 37. Nope, not gonna let me do it. Alright, so we're gonna go with 36 and 1.4. We're gonna give that a go. Yeah, gonna turn that up to 1.3, just or it was at 1.3, it lowered it on me. So 1.4, and Yeah, we might just increase this side one up. Those tires could be working harder. I'm happy with the brake bias. Car's not really locking up too bad. And yeah, so just trying to get a little bit more rotation in the car. Gonna leave those toe in. I don't know. Well, let's try that. Get a little bit more temp into those, maybe get them warmed up a little faster on track. Whoops. And so, as I said, always save. We got the last setup saved, so we're good in case this is total nonsense. And going to try the short stack one more time, and then once I have the setup where I want it, I am going to try the tall just to see where I'm setting the best times. Okay. Alright, so everything's feeling pretty darn good. Dropped a little optimum time, little best lap time. We'll check out the tires, but the car's rotating nicely, getting some turn in. Yeah, everything's feeling pretty good. Just a matter of me getting better at the track. That's about it. But we'll check out what the tires say. Alright, yeah, so got some better results. Improved best lap. Optimum time is down into the 104s. So that is all good, positive stuff. We'll check out these tires. So, we're getting a little bit of wear on that front one. Yeah, so I think we're gonna maybe reduce that down one notch. Other than that, tire temp's pretty decent. Yeah, so that is about it. I'm pretty happy with that. Just a matter of me getting better at the track. I am gonna stick with short stack for now. Yeah, so we're just gonna change that to 2.2. Just give it a little less wear and tear. Alright. Okay, so I hope that helped out. Stay tuned. I will post the official track guide. Good luck out there. Again, this is in the dry conditions. Watch out this week. There might be some rain. Alright, good luck out there. We'll see you next time.